Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and click on notifications so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, a pair of Choosing Beggar teachers want to rent an apartment and they plan to teach this greedy landlord a lesson. I am a long-time lurker, first-time poster. This was a phone call that happened 20 minutes ago. This requires some backstory. Apart from my day job, I'm a landlord. I own a handful of condos near where I live that I rent out. Last month, a tenant informed me that they were not renewing, so I called my agent that I always use and get it listed. 2 weeks ago, we get a call for a showing. My real estate agent is out of town and they want to see it ASAP. No problem. I go and meet them and their agent. It's listed for $2,100 a month. This is average for an inexpensive, affordable place in the area. Granted, this unit is fully remodeled top to bottom, but with the pandemic, prices have taken a hit. So early the next morning, two girls in their 20s show up with their realtor. They look at the place and like it. I'm told I'll get an answer within 24 hours. For 6 straight days, I'm told tomorrow by their realtor. Finally, day 7 comes and their agent reaches out. The cast is me, John, their agent, and Sarah, my agent. This comes via text. Hi, the girls decided on your condo. Is there any wiggle room on the price? I'm pretty firm. I can give them a break if they sign a multi-year contract. I'll have to check. I showed them 12 different units, so they have options. An hour later, hi, they are firm on $1,900 and they need a move-in date of 5 days before the current tenants move out. Hi John, will they accept a 2 or 3 year lease? I can't make any guarantees on an early move-in. Then all we have is some radio silence. 3 days later, I had a family friend take the place for the full asking price. No negotiating, no weird move-in date. Then my agent Sarah called me. Hey, I just got a text from John. He told me that both he and his clients really appreciate that we agreed to a lower price for a 1-year term and are flexible on the move-in date. What? I texted him. No, we were firm. He is saying otherwise. I gave Sarah the full recap and she told him and his clients to kick rocks. A few days later, I get a text from a random number. Hi, this is 2 girls' names. We loved your house and are really upset you chose to go with a higher paying tenant. We are poor teachers and I have a ton of medical issues. My mom is sick with COVID and we really need a place to live. I'm sorry you feel that way. At this point, the condo was rented and not available. You are so selfish. This pandemic is ravaging our country and all you can think about is money. You don't care about us students or about us getting a good education. You are greedy. I hung up on them and they just called back. It's people like you greedy landlords who are taking advantage of this epidemic and us teachers. Miss, why don't you just go rent one of the 11 other properties you saw? Because your house was much nicer and we liked it better. You are so selfish, but we will let you make up for it. To do the right thing, you should give us 3 months of free rent and a monthly rent of $1,700. That would make up for your greed. Sound of crickets. I'm sorry, but the apartment is already rented. We are teachers. We saw it first, and we deserve it. I just hung up. Again. They've been calling my phone every hour all morning. People suck. In story number 2, a choosing beggar shows us that no matter how many discounts they get, it is never enough, and they are still happy to give you a bad review. This is not your typical choosing beggar story, but I feel obliged to share it due to the sheer insanity of the events that transpired. Long story short, I listed my used computer case for some chump change on our local analog of Craigslist. It's a Zalman R1 if anyone's interested. I know, it's a piece of crap, that's why I decided to upgrade. It was still in very good condition, so I listed it as such for $31.50. A brand new one goes for $51.50 here. This guy calls me the very same day I posted this ad and insists on getting it for $24. I don't like how pushy he is during this conversation, so I decline his offer. We agree that I'll let him know if I changed my mind. After a few days, he calls again and asks if I'm ready to sell for the price he asked. I think flip it and agree just to be done with it. We agree that he will pick it up after a few days when I pick up my new case, and he's like, whatever, I'm in no rush, take your time. The time comes and he calls again, but my new case hasn't been delivered yet, and I tell him so. He flips out and nearly yells at me, demanding my case that day. I am pretty annoyed with this idiot. I don't want to deal with him anymore or have him come by my place. I tell him that I won't do anything until my new case arrives and the deal is off. Then I remind him that he told me that there was no rush. He hangs up. About a week later, I lower the price in the listing to $24 and a guy messages me asking to get it for $19. I think it's another smartass and refuse it too. His pushy and condescending tone really rubs me the wrong way. A couple days later, this guy messages me again, saying that the offer still stands. I'm really tired of dealing with this case, so I agree. I just want to put this thing to rest and get some money out of it. This guy comes over to check the case, and while talking to him, I realize that it was the same guy all along. I feel like I'm a character in some O. Henry story and wonder what wrong I did in this life to deserve this kind of stuff. I managed to stay calm and polite while making small talk and replying to his dumb remarks. I don't rush him at all and let him inspect the case. Moreover, I urge him to check all the sides for scratches and flaws. He turns on the flashlight on his phone and inspects it thoroughly. In the end, he even compliments me on how I managed to keep it in such good condition. He pays up and leaves, and I thank the gods it's finally over. The next evening, he messages me again. An important note, while all the innards of the case, like the fans and cables, were in perfect condition, there was one difference with the front panel. It had an apple sticker in an upside-down, askew position, so it looks like the apple is falling or flying after a good kick. To me, it symbolizes me ditching Apple's sterile and rigid ecosystem in favor of getting a gaming PC. Now, I got rid of all the other stickers I had on the case, but this thing wouldn't come off without peeling off the finish on the panel, so I left it there and totally forgot about it. So what happened is that this idiot peeled the Apple sticker off all the way and it peeled off the finish from the front cover. He contacts me to say that I tricked him, but he's willing to let it slide if I transfer him another $5 for a replacement sticker. Otherwise, he will give me a bad review. Note, he sends me a photo of the result and it doesn't look bad at all. It's shaped exactly like the sticker and has just slightly darker color. It looks kinda interesting even. I'm thunderstruck by the gall of this guy, but again, managed to keep a cool head and reply to him that that's too hefty a price for a sticker. If he wants, I can give him a replacement sticker since I still have a lot of them. To which he replies condescendingly that I should hold on to my childish stickers because he wants a serious sticker. At this point, I totally lose it and tell him that it's none of my business and he can put whatever grown-up sticker he wants because the deal is the deal. I gave him all the time he wanted to inspect the case and didn't pressure or rush him into buying this case. Mother Flipper went on for a good hour about how I cheated him and how badly damaged the case was and that I should compensate him. By this time, I think this guy might actually be crazy. I want no part of it, so I block him. The next day, as promised, he leaves negative feedback on my profile, colorfully describing how maliciously I fooled this trusting fella and calling me a liar and a scumbag. I reported this review to the customer service as inflammatory and untruthful, but it's still being reviewed, so I don't know. They will probably take his side. Anyway, I hope it's the end of it, but I am still afraid that one of these nights as I get up to get a glass of water, his arm will shoot out from under my bed grabbing my ankle, demanding $5 for a replacement grown-up sticker. Some good news, they removed his feedback. I hope that's the end of it. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.